Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited. Wait, hold on. Is this true? We might got some breaking news here for everybody with YouTube TV. Hold on, let's get through this real fast. Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. As it is Monday, the 27th of July, 2026, and tonight was a just okay at best Monday Night Raw. Like, there was some all right stuff on the show, but it was nothing special. It was not a good go-home show, I will say that. But let me click this link really fast to take me to Wrestling Observer website. It looks like if you have YouTube TV, you may finally be getting ESPN Unlimited. This comes from Josh Nason over at Wrestling Observer FRW Online. He writes, quote, "A day many YouTube subscribers have awaited for has arrived, as they can now link their subscription with ESPN Unlimited, giving them no-cost access to the premium service, which includes monthly WWE premium live events." The news came out Monday evening, first reported by Cord Cutters, and at the perfect time for WWE with the two-night SummerSlam coming this weekend. YouTube TV was the last major service that carries ESPN that did not integrate after Xfinity had made a deal last year. TKO head Mark Shapiro had spoken previously about their eagerness to see the deal done, as it would open up access to potentially a lot more viewers for the WWE PLEs, a key promotional component of the ESPN Unlimited launch last September. Third-party reports have the estimated YouTube TV subscriber base of 10 million, with the streaming service set to become the largest pay TV provider in the country by 2027, besting Charter and Comcast. Well, that's good news. What do you have do you have cable or anything like that, Luke?
I have YouTube TV.
Well, there you go. Now you can watch WWE PLEs and don't got to pay that $30.
Nice.
Now here's my question. How do we link it? We're gonna try this live on the air. ESPN Unlimited link. I don't know. How to activate ESPN Unlimited through my pay TV provider. Here we go. Boom. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this up on the screen so we can show other people how to do it. We are going to go here and here. Okay, so what I just did is I just Googled ESPN Unlimited link, and then it sent me to the support page. It says pick your TV provider. So we go YouTube TV, and then here we go. It says open the YouTube TV mobile app. Okay, where's my phone? Sign in. I am signed in already. All right. Oh man, I don't have this set up. I can usually screen record and like show my phone screen, but I don't have it set up on this version of the live stream setup. But I can just, let me see. Actually, if we're doing it on the phone, we're gonna go back to here. I might need to full screen me. Let me if this works, guys. Oop. Going there. You guys see? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Okay. So it says, for anybody watching, this is what you got to do if you have YouTube TV. It says go on your mobile app. Just load up the mobile app. Then navigate to your settings. Those settings, where's the settings? Click your upper right corner. Okay, so you go to your account settings, which is like the second option, and it says find sports. Sports is towards the bottom, and then click, it's not there yet. It says, oh, toggle connect ESPN Fantasy Football. Okay, it's not there yet. So mine doesn't have it yet. Hopefully it's got it by the weekend. I just have NFL Fantasy Football and YouTube Fantasy Football, but it says, and I could pop this back on the screen really fast. What it says to do, open your YouTube TV mobile app and sign in to your YouTube TV account, which I already did. Click your profile icon in the upper right corner, navigate to settings, then sports, toggle on connect ESPN Fantasy Football. A pop-up will appear, click connect. You will then be directed to the ESPN activation flow on ESPN.com. Click agree and activate. You'll be prompted to enter an email address and password. You will then be asked whether you'd like to share your ESPN fantasy data with YouTube TV. Click link accounts. You will then be returned to the YouTube TV app with a confirmation message. Visit the ESPN app to start streaming. So that's what you got to do. That's good for maybe my YouTube TV needs to be updated. My app. Let's see really fast. What if I do this? Hold on. We're going to go here. What if I do it from the mobile browser? Let's go to YouTube TV. Settings here. We're on the settings page. They don't have the sports thing here, but do they have, what do they got? I don't need to pay for any of this bullshit. Nope. You can't do it from the mobile browser. Promo code? No promo code. Well, hopefully it's there by the weekend. Maybe I got to update my app. Oh, Luke sent me something. What did you send me?
Something for a WrestleCon first time ever thing, or first time, yeah, first time ever.
The main event Mafia. I saw that like 10 minutes before we connected. That's kind of cool.
And for the first time ever at WrestleCon, you can get a group photo with everyone in the main event Mafia.
That's pretty cool, including Booker, which I'm shocked WWE lets him do WrestleCon. I'm not super shocked, but a little shocked, I guess. But with all of that, Luke, how you been?
Busy, I'll say that. But which is good at the same time. But as far as but we're here to talk about Raw. As far as Raw does go, it was a very weak go home. Honestly, this is probably my favorite part of Raw, and this kind of tells you how much Raw was tonight. The freaking Joe Hendry Danhausen concert was honestly hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
I believe that you are cursed. that song's honestly catchy. I think that's my favorite Joe Hendry song yet. It's like top 3 actually.
Which one? Okay, so what are your top 3 then? We'll just go right into that.
My favorite one is the I'm Drew Dabba-dee Dabba-die Dabba-dee Da-da. One about Drew Galloway and ICW. That's my favorite one. And then the second one. What is the second one actually?
Fire Logan Paul. Or what about the one about crap, what is his name in TNA?
Grado?
No. He used to be in WWE. Top Dollar.
Get ready to dive.
No, there's another one he did.
The Cheez-Its champion.
It may have been that. There was the AJ Francis one that was pretty good.
There was the Matt Cardona one.
Well, I don't know if I heard that one.
He called Matt Cardona Edge's bitch.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. No. I might have heard that actually, now that you say that.
You're the king of the indies, and now you're rich. But to me, you will always be Edge's bitch.
Yeah, now that you say it, I know what he's talking about. Also, Kevin Abreu, it is Joe Hendry, not Joel Henry. You know who knows him personally and cannot get his name right?
Who?
Jordan Grace. She always calls him Joe Henry. Always calls him Joe Henry. I don't know if she does it on purpose or what.
It has to be on purpose.
But
I haven't seen Jordan Grace in a hot minute.
Yeah, when she does anything, it's main event. Let's see. What was the last thing Jordan Grace did? Jordan Grace has worked main event. A SmackDown dark match, main event. SmackDown. She lost Tiffany Stratton back in April. And then basically she's been doing main events. I mean, she's working every week. Just about. Not every week, but most weeks. She hasn't done anything in the month of July. But actually, no. I take that back. She only worked 2 weeks in June, 2 weeks in May, and then once a week in. I'm shocked they don't have her on the live events right now because they did a whole weekend of live events.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked about that.
I'm just shocked about how little they're using her, to be completely honest.
No,
But
when they brought her in, it was like a huge deal.
yeah, which is kind of weird. But you brought up Danhausen. Did you see what ESPN announced for Danhausen this weekend in Minneapolis?
An ice cream truck.
A Danhausen freaking ice cream truck. Let's pull this up on the screen. What the crap? If you guys have not seen this yet, we're going to pull this up on the screen really fast. So ESPN, everyone's like, Danhausen becoming the face of WWE. This fucker's going to become the face of ESPN right alongside Pat McAfee. They're using him so much. This will be driving around the city of, I think it'll be driving around, but I know it's going to be parked at one point as well. I can't remember where exactly, but they did announce the ice cream truck. It's called the Danhausen Freeze Tour. The very nice, very evil Freeze Tour. This weekend, I don't know if you're going to buy the ice cream or if they're handing out free ice cream. That I did not see, but it's to promote SummerSlam in Minneapolis this weekend. Wild. Look at this damn thing.
Driving that truck and you're trying to see through those like eyes.
Right. I wonder. I think maybe the eyes could be more like a mesh texture so you can see right through it. But still like this down here. I don't think you'd be able to see through that if you got to look, So that'll be interesting to see when photos come out of the actual thing. That's what I want to see. The 3D render looks cool or whatever, but I want to see the actual thing with this dang face on the front of it. But with all of that, also, I guess we could just really quick. You think Vince is coming back, Luke?
No.
The Janelle Grant stuff is publicly done. All they need to now do is what's the word I'm looking for? Negotiate arbitration.
So what does that mean? Like just pay her the money and then have her sign the NDA?
We'll basically come up to a settlement agreement, yes. Whether that is Vince pays her exactly what was left in the NDA, maybe Vince has got to pay her a little more, maybe a little less. That we don't know, and that we will never know because it'll be sealed and private in arbitration. So, Vince McMahon, Janelle Grant stuff is done. It's over, at least for the public. We'll never know anymore. And everyone's saying, she lied. She made all this stuff up about Vince. And the people that say that probably didn't read the lawsuit and see the actual text messages. She can't put in, and people, I said that to somebody on Twitter and they go, she could have put in fake text messages. No, she couldn't because that's illegal. That's illegal, brother. So everything, okay, maybe what she wrote in the lawsuit may not all be 100%. We don't know that. But you can't put actual text messages as evidence in there unless they're the actual ones or it's illegal. You can't put any actual evidence that is not real. So everyone's saying, well, the text messages were fake. She lied about everything. Blah, blah, blah. She didn't lie about everything. We don't know if she lied about any of it. What's the truth? What's not the truth? What we know for a fact is the truth is the stuff that Vince texted her. And I can say for a fact those are real tweet or real texts because I spoke to somebody that has texted Vince before. I'll just say Dave Meltzer. I asked Dave and I was like, are those real texts? Like I messaged him because I've talked to Dave before, whatever. And he was like, oh, that's how Vince texts with like the shorthand and like the R and the U for RU and stuff. Like Vince is a really quick texter and likes to abbreviate everything. He's like, that's exactly how Vince texts or sends email, even in emails sometimes. So, because Dave used to correspond with Vince back in the 90s, like a lot. So, yeah. No, missed the spot. This is your one warning. And then you bring this up again, I'm just going to ban you out of the chat. It could be AI, right? Did you not hear exactly what I just fucking said? If she would have put fake AI text messages in her lawsuit filings, she would go to jail. Her lawyer, Ann Callis, would go to jail for fraudulent, false, and fake text messages. Fake evidence. You can't put fake evidence in your lawsuit. It's against the law. It's illegal. Oh, you're naive. Whoa, you're a dumb motherfucker. Like, what the shit? What the shit? You can't put fake evidence. You can't. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not put. There's a special term for it. You can't like. Regardless, it's basically you can't put fake evidence. That's like saying, "Oh, I'm suing somebody that stabbed me, and I have the knife." Well, if that's not the real knife, and you just grabbed any old knife and tried to place that as evidence, and then they find out that's not the real knife, you're in trouble because that's illegal. False and fake evidence. Same thing with the text messages. False and fake evidence. You can't put fake text messages in there claiming that they're real, or else, I don't know if she'd go to jail. Might, but it's illegal, against the rules, against the law. So, yeah. Everyone that says, oh, the text messages were fake too. It's all fake. She lied about everything. You're a dumbass. Now people think Vince could come back, which, I mean, yes and no. Here's the hard part with all that, and I want to get Luke's opinion on this. If TKO were to want to bring Vince back with the lawsuit being pushed away, do you think sponsors would still have a problem with it? Knowing that the lawsuit is... Okay, yeah, I would too. I would think the same thing. Because that's...
Hold on. Do you remember... I don't know if you remember this, but I think in 2023... Do you remember when like Slim Jim pulled their sponsorship from WWE when they heard about when that whole Vince stuff like came out? Slim Jim pulled their sponsorship.
Yes, so the lawsuit was filed like 3 days before the Royal Rumble, maybe 2 days before the Royal Rumble. That next was a Thursday. That next Friday, WWE was told by Slim Jim, we ain't sponsoring the Rumble unless Vince is gone. So yeah, that's exactly what it was. They were going to pull their sponsorship from the Royal Rumble, and TKO was worried that more would follow suit, and that's when Vince was like, all right, I'll resign. Now, Vince... go for it.
Someone said it's questionable because money talks.
I mean, sure, but at the same time, money talks in the other way as well as far as pulling sponsorship. And WWE makes good money on sponsorship. Their big revenue is not ticket sales. WWE's big three is TV money, sponsorships, and site fees as far as getting paid to take their pay-per-views and stuff to different cities. So they lose sponsorship, they're going to lose a big chunk of change. But with all of that...
Let's get some water real quick. I'll be back.
Go for it. With all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat, just like Esports Gaming Rules. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, help us out over on YouTube. You can help us out over there by hitting the subscribe button. That way you know we post new videos when we go live and when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get access to our graphics packages, graphics tutorials, a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis, and much more. Also, remember, you can support the channel by donating a super chat to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. With all of that, let's go over here to Luke. So, as far as Raw does go, and I want to look one thing up really fast. We will be doing our SummerSlam predictions at the end here as well. We do have, 5 matches announced for night 1 and 6 for night 2, I think. Let me see. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's 6 and 6 now, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Saturday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Sunday. Okay, so it's 6 and 6. They haven't officially stated, and we'll get into this more in a little bit, but they haven't officially stated which matches, unless I missed it tonight on Raw. I haven't seen which matches are on the ESPN first hour. But according to WrestleVotes, Chad Gable versus Penta is a match ESPN wants for the first hour. Wait, is that? Someone just sent me something saying the Otis injury angle may be because of a real injury. Oh, that might not be real. From a random tweet. Never mind. Never mind. But with all of that, as far as Monday Night Raw does go, I'm just going to ask you right off the rip, Luke. What'd you think of this Brock Lesnar Oba Femi segment that opened the show? I want to hear what you have to say first. You're muted.
There we go.
There we go.
I thought it was dumb when they put the Hell in a Cell in there.
Well, see, I didn't think it was dumb putting the cell there. I just think how it was executed was dumb. With Brock going, I ain't getting in, and then locking it. Why the fuck is there even a lock on there anyways? They don't need the lock to keep anybody out.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was dumb. I thought it was stupid. Like, I thought, oh shit, cool. We're gonna do the weigh-in in the Hell in a Cell because the Intuit Dome, the way the Intuit Dome is, it looks big. So putting a cell in there makes the cell look like, I thought it looked cool inside the Intuit Dome. I'll admit that. But then when Brock just walks up and locks it, and then these fuckers just left the key there for him too. Idiots. So stupid. Dumb. Actually, before we get into that, we have some bit donations from Esports Gaming Rules. This first one says, those Marvel Studio Comic Con announcements are insane. Ish insane. It's kind of everything we expected, to be completely honest. So if you guys didn't see, I live reacted basically to the Marvel Comic Con Hall H panel. They announced Haley Atwell will in fact be in Avengers Doomsday, which we already basically knew. They announced that Ryan Gosling is going to be the new Ghost Rider, and that movie will come out sometime in 2028, which, I mean, Ryan Gosling has said for years, I want to play Ghost Rider, and I've already asked Kevin Feige, so we knew that was coming eventually. And then they also announced Ryan Coogler will be making, excuse me, Ryan Coogler will be making Black Panther 3. It'll come out December 15th, I want to say, 2028. And the cool thing here is just like he did with Sinners, it's going to be shot on film. So that's really cool. That was like the only real big announcements. And then they did show, which we didn't see, a trailer for Avengers Endgame Encore, which maybe has new footage of Steve Rogers returning the stones. And then they showed a new trailer, which did leak online, which does look great and like terrifying-ish in a way. A new Doomsday trailer.
Wait, where's that at?
Let me see if I can find it and send it to you. Because I saw it on Sunday morning, but I know a bunch of them that were tweeting it out got taken down by Marvel. Let's see. I'm not showing it here, of course, but is this the run? Oh, wait. I should mute that. That's not it. That's fake AI. That's fake AI. That's a fake one. Oh, wait. I might have found one. Nope. That's just an image, not a video. What the crap? There's a lot of fake ones. Basically, it's like Doom tells the Avengers and everybody, you guys have lived stolen lives and now it's time for you to pay. And then apparently Sue Storm talks about how they've known Victor for a while. So Victor Von Doom and Reed Richards do have a history like they're supposed to. And she's like, he was always a nice man until things happened to him. So I think the story they're telling here is that something happened to his wife and child. And that's what turns him evil or turned him evil. Yeah, I'm not seeing the leaked one that I saw the other day. Well, darn. Doomsday League. Let me try one more thing. But that's like,
I really wish they would like. I don't know if this would happen. Avengers Doomsday like show maybe in the beginning they show like Doctor Doom's like backstory, then like in the beginning, then they show him like going on that evil rant as like the actual villain.
so I don't know. I think they will show something, because if you've seen the poster of him looking up at the tapestry and it's got a woman and a child on it, on like above a globe. Have you seen that poster they put out last Monday?
No.
So I can pull it up really fast. I know we're getting off topic here. Doomsday poster, because apparently in the new trailer they showed at Comic-Con, Doom does look at this tapestry. Who also, there's a couple new Doomsday posters. I'll show them both for you. So this is the one that I'm talking about. Open new image. So we've got this one. Whoops. This one. Reddit doesn't want to let me do it right. But anyways, so this is what I'm talking about. There's this globe here or whatever. There's a tapestry, and there's a woman with a child. There's like birds and angels around them. Many were like, oh, is that Doom and his mother? Is that Doom's wife and child? Because Robert Downey Jr. did tease on Father's Day that Doom in this story may already have a child. And Sue Storm does state in that new trailer, he used to be a nice, kind man or whatever until everything happened to him. So now the new theory is something happened where his wife and kid were taken or killed or something, and that's what set him off to wanting to change the multiverse to maybe get them back, to maybe just make it safer in his mind for everybody. We don't know. There's still a lot of questions to be answered, but I think this movie is going to be awesome, especially from what we saw in that new trailer. I saw like a real fuzzy version of it, but it's still, Doom's going to be a bigger badass than anybody can ever even guess. You thought Thanos was crazy and bad? No. What were you going to say?
Did you see in that original trailer that Thor was trying to use the axe to kill him, and then Doom just like stopped it with his hand?
2 fingers. So in the new trailer, he like stops him with the 2 fingers, actually says something to Thor, because Thor says something to him as he's jumping at him, and he just flings Thor away with the 2 fingers or whatever. Because you have to think, everyone's like, oh, he can't be that strong. The Stormbreaker was able to I'm trying to reload.
Hold on, you're good.
I'm trying to reload.
Hold on, you're good now. It was just like when you were like talking about like
no, the
magic
stream,
or whatever.
I think the stream's down
really
on.
Out
oh wait, we're back now. Stream went down for it went down on. We're back on Twitter. There we go. Now we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened, but the stream went down for a moment, and I don't know what it was because I didn't lose internet because I didn't disconnect from Luke. But anyways, yeah, no,
it was cutting out really bad.
What is?
No, you were on my end.
Oh, then maybe it was my internet.
It's like you were talking about like the magic or whoever that guy was. Like you thought this guy.
Oh, so it was like you thought Doom was or Thanos was strong. Doom is stronger because A, he's just super strong, but B, he's a sorcerer, and he's basically, if Doctor Strange is the most powerful sorcerer in the multiverse in the universe, Thanos is basically on the same level. So that's the whole, not Thanos, Doom. Victor Von Doom is on the same level as Doctor Strange, who, I hope this isn't a spoiler. I don't think this is a spoiler. If you remember that scene in the post credits of Multiverse of Madness, and Clea shows up saying, I need your help to stop incursions. I think Clea was maybe actually bringing Doctor Strange with her to go work for Doctor Doom. Because if you know the Secret Wars comic book, Strange works for Doom.
So you think they're going to turn Doctor Strange evil then?
I mean, that's a tough one to say, because I don't know if like he's evil per se. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know. It depends on how they adapt it. Because I haven't read the full 2015. I've read the original 80s run of Secret Wars, but I haven't read the full Hickman run. I read the Times Run Out stuff, which is basically what Doomsday is supposed to be on, which is a Doctor Strange story that they're now adapting for Doom, which then is supposed to go into Doomsday or Secret Wars, which is a full Doom story trying to recreate the universe in his own mind with the Battle World stuff. So Elite says this shit sounds really confusing. I mean, it does, but I'm confident that Marvel is going to make it all tie together in a good way that's not confusing once you see the movie. But it's just because I know so much of all the things that they could be pulling from. That's why it sounds confusing coming from me, because I'm giving you different theories of what I think is going to happen. But go for it, Luke.
I think the rumor is the third eye that he ganged in like Multiverse of Madness suggests that he could be affected by like dark magic.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And then
that's what kind of leads him to like work for Doctor Doom.
Potentially, yes. And if you saw at Comic-Con, there was what is called a costume for what they called the Latverian Witch, but it changed colors 3 times. It was green, yellow, and purple. People think that the green could be who was it? Well, the purple's probably Clea, if they're doing Clea in this, which they haven't told us if Charlize Theron's in this movie or not. But the purple could be Clea because Clea's color's purple. The green could maybe be Doctor Strange, and then the yellow, it's like yellowish orange. I'm not sure. Some think that that's how we're actually going to get Jean Grey in this movie, and that's why they don't want to announce it yet, and that's why they didn't tell us that. What's her name? Yanke Vonson or whatever it is, who played Jean Grey in the Fox X-Men movies. That's why they haven't told us she's in it, because they don't want to ruin the spoiler of her being a Latverian witch or whatever. I don't know. There's so many theories out there that I guess you would say play into different versions of the comic that we know they're pulling from and then getting to. So this movie's going to be wild. Just like Spider-Man Brand New Day this weekend is going to be wild. I already got my tickets, 6:30 Thursday.
Think in the Spider-Man post-credit scene, they'll like do like a teaser of like maybe Doom and Spider-Man.
That's a tough one because here's the thing. We're going to know a lot about this movie at 6 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, because that's when the embargo. So right now, people are watching Spider-Man Brand New Day at the LA premiere. They got media there, press is there watching the movie. But the embargo is 6 a.m. tomorrow. Nobody can actually post anything till 6 a.m. tomorrow. So the next 3 days, you need to stay off the internet, basically. Like, I don't think many outlets are going to put spoilers in their reviews. They'll put up spoiler-free reviews and whatnot, and maybe just give it a score or a rating. But some people might just say, hey, this is what I saw. So you may want to be very careful with what you read over the next couple of days if you don't want to be spoiled for Spider-Man Brand New Day. But all I want to know, and the only thing I ever really fully want to know going into a Marvel movie is how many post-credit scenes, so I know what I got to be watching out for. Is it right as soon as the movie ends, mid-credit scene, post-credit scene? So that's the one thing. As soon as like a Marvel movie ends, I get my phone and go, how many post-credit scenes does Fantastic Four have? And then I know how long to sit in there and wait until everybody that's with me don't get up. Trust me, I've done that plenty of times. I did that for what was it? Hoppers, doing all Hoppers, and I'm like, don't get up. There's a post-credit scene. I think it was Hoppers. No, it was Zootopia. Zootopia 2. I was like, don't get up. There's a post-credit scene. So, yeah, no. I'm excited for all the new Marvel stuff coming out. But it's not as much as we were getting at one point, because they want to say, Kevin Feige basically said quality right now over quantity. That's why we're only getting the one movie at the end of the year. But technically, we're getting 2 MCU movies this year. 3 if you count the re-release of Endgame. And then we'll get 1 next year. But I don't know. Maybe I go and do a big breakdown thing on like the Timmy Buddy channel and start doing videos there of all this stuff. Because like you could tell, I could talk about this shit for days. But hey,
I'm already like,
there's more to talk about on everything we learned from Marvel at Comic-Con than this goddamn Raw, I'll tell you right now.
I'm already feeling like I'm like I can't watch this movie Spider-Man Brand New Day till like next Tuesday at the earliest.
Elite, it wasn't just the kids. It was everybody that was with us. I had adults with me too. I said, don't get up. Nobody get up. There's a post-credit scene, which potentially teased Zootopia 3. Zootopia 2 was great. Zootopia 1 is even better. I saw some people like Zootopia 2 better than 1. I think just because I've seen Zootopia 1 about 100 times, I like it better. Just slightly. But yeah, no. Jacob says Spider-Man Brand New Day said on the internet has one post-credit setting up Avengers Doomsday. Well, how do we know that when nobody's seen the movie? Like everyone, the first people seeing this movie that don't work for Disney are seeing it right now. Literally right now in LA. So if anybody said that before tonight, before the last like 2 hours, they don't know what to talk about. They're just making shit up. Because we don't know what from Spider-Man is going to be. We don't know. The big thing is, will Hulk end up in Doomsday and something happens in Spider-Man that then puts him into Hulk and they can't say it yet because of that? Is Spider-Man going to be in Doomsday? I'm going to say it right now. Big old spoiler that they killed Tobey Maguire at the beginning of Doomsday. That's all I'm going to say. They might kill Tobey Maguire.
That's the rumor.
The rumor is Tobey Maguire's universe basically dies from an incursion at the beginning of Doomsday. That's the rumor. That's how the movie starts, to show us what an incursion can do to a universe, and just say, "Oh, we'll use this one, the Raimi verse, and we'll kill that off." Because they want to show us, because going in saying, "Oh, all these universes are colliding, it's going to cause a big incursion," but if you didn't watch Multiverse of Madness, or still was kind of confused by incursions in Multiverse of Madness, they need to show us how bad an incursion can really be to a universe. So, we'll see. Moving forward, esports gaming rules and more. Go for it. What do you got?
Oh, did you also see that they're gonna have T'Challa's like they're gonna have like someone play T'Challa's son in the new Black Panther movie?
Yes, and this is weird because he's supposed to be 20 years older basically than the last time we saw him. The end of Wakanda Forever, we see T'Challa's son with Shuri, but now he's all grown up. So are these kids gonna like get fast tracked, or like there's some time dilation in Doomsday and Secret Wars? It's gonna make all these kids grow up really fast because like time is different in Battle World. I don't know. That's the big question. There is, how's this goddamn kid in his 20s now? But the guy playing him, he's in The Long Walk and Alien Romulus. I haven't seen The Long Walk, but I've seen Alien Romulus. He was great in Alien Romulus.
I don't know how. I just don't know if I like this though, if I'm being honest.
I'm surprised they didn't officially announce Denzel Washington in Black Panther 3, because Ryan Coogler has even said, and Denzel Washington's even basically said, "Oh yeah, they're writing me a role." So, but yeah, no. Interesting that they didn't announce anything X-Men related. Yeah.
Did they ever like say how like T'Challa like died in Black Panther?
I think they mentioned it in Wakanda Forever. I only watched it twice, and I don't really remember a lot of like that stuff in it.
I really wish they would have like said how he like actually like died.
Elite says 20-year time skip. Simple as that. No, it's not, because Shuri and M'Baku are supposed to be the same age. Like Shuri and M'Baku are not jumping 20 years. They're not making them look older, at least as far as we know. So how is freaking he 20 years old or whatever, or in his 20s, but Shuri and M'Baku are still supposed to be the same coming out of Secret Wars? So just saying, because it's still the same actors. They announced the I can't remember their names, but the one that plays M'Baku is in Black Panther 3. The one that plays Shuri is in Black Panther 3, and then the T'Challa Jr. They're not new actors that are older, or I don't think they're going to age them up and, do some aging thing to them and make them older. So that's the thing. It's not just simple as that. Not at all. But I think something's going to happen in Battle World where some of these kids may be aging up, Kind of like when we saw with the end of Endgame and the blip, where people over those 5 years aged those 5 years. Everybody that came back from the blip that were blipped didn't age at all. So something like that could happen, where time is different in Battle World. Maybe Shuri and M'Baku go to Battle World, and that's why they don't age up. But in the real universe, the real whatever, it's 20 years later, and that's why he's older. But we don't know that. Yes, simple as that. 20-year skip. Maybe, maybe not. It all depends on how... We got to get through Secret Wars first. Eastwood's Gaming Rule says, I feel bad for Mick Foley after what happened to him at AEW Redemption Montreal. Now I'm worried about Kairi saying if AEW signs her. So, Luke, did you see what Mick Foley did at the AEW pay-per-view last night?
He was barking like a dog.
Yes. Now, I gotta say, I went on a little rant about it. And we have now learned that it wasn't something that like Tony Khan wrote into the show or that someone in the company told Mick to do. Mick did that all on his own volition. They told him to bow down to them, the divine dominion, and he thought they said bow wow. So he got down on his knees and barked like a dog because he thought they said bow wow, not bow down. Simple as that. So my rant that I went on last night, I was wrong, I guess. I don't fucking know. But speaking of Kairi Sane, Fightful did report that there are multiple companies interested in her.
Well, yeah, no shit. Every company like should be interested in her. You gotta be dumb not to be interested in Kairi Sane.
Let's see. Fightful wrote, quote, it's quick, like 3 lines. Kairi Sane's notice of termination period is run out with WWE and has led to speculation as to where she will end up. Beyond that, she posted on her social media bios that she's represented by Barry Bloom's agency, one of the most high profile in the wrestling world. Kairi was not at AEW Revolution or Redemption or the Marigold show this weekend, though she was contractually eligible to do so. We're told as of now, she's not signed anywhere and is actively evaluating her future. There is naturally interest from a number of companies, including in non-contracted appearances. We'll see what all that means, but a bunch of companies are interested in her. Did you see, so speaking of female wrestlers real fast, you see who's training Nikki Bella for her return from injury?
Who?
AEW wrestler Aaron Solo is like coaching her in her like rehab for returning to the ring for SummerSlam.
Really?
Yeah, because they live in Napa Valley, which is only like an hour outside of San Francisco. Aaron Solo lives in San Francisco. And so apparently Aaron Solo has done training stuff with Bree and Brian Danielson, and he's been basically the one rehabbing and getting in the ring and training with Nikki for her return from injury. She said on her podcast, she's like, I want to do 2 big training sessions before SummerSlam so I know I'm good to go. So yeah, an AEW wrestler has been training Nikki Bella, or we're helping her with her rehab recovery. Which I wouldn't doubt if, like, Cody recommended him or something.
Is that all the donations everywhere?
No, we got more. Trust me, Esports Gaming Rules got about 5 more. He says, please don't tell me Seth Rollins' reference to The Rock, or Seth Rollins referenced The Rock because the IWC is thinking either The Rock or even Vince McMahon returns at SummerSlam. Well, first off, Seth ain't doing nothing because the IWC thinks it. So you throw that right out the window. Vince returning at SummerSlam, I don't see it happening.
Like, if he does, I'm turning off my TV.
Here's the thing. If Vince was to return to WWE, it is I can almost guarantee I would put it at a 95%. It won't be an on-screen role. It'll be some sort of backstage business role, kind of like what they wanted him to do when they first started up TKO and help with like making deals. Because basically he helped put together the Saudi deal for UFC because he had those relationships. That's how UFC got their deal with Saudi. Which also, helped TKO get the deal with Turkey to start Zuffa Boxing and Turkey to fund all that shit. So, yeah, that was one of the things Vince was doing. He was just basically, he was kind of like overseeing TKO-ish in a way. He was like chairman of the board-ish kind of deal. But he was also helping with different deals for both WWE and UFC. So, like, if they were to bring Vince back, I think that would be the role. He got to be on TV. I don't think they're going to make a big stink. They may, like, they'll probably have to put out some sort of an announcement, like a press release. Hey, Vince McMahon is back. Vince McMahon is back with the company in X role, Y role. But I don't see Vince. What do you think? Vince going to show up at SummerSlam and screw Roman Reigns? Screw Seth Rollins? That ain't happening. That ain't happening. We've got Esports Gaming Rule says, can't believe WWE shot an angle for Ryan Garcia on the Ryan Garcia versus Conor Ben fight for Zuffa Boxing because he is Oscar De La Hoya's boy. Well, you obviously didn't see the stuff this weekend with Dana White basically saying, yes, we're going to let our fighters go and fight for others and do other things on a case-by-case situation. And they really wanted Ryan Garcia because he's got a huge name in boxing. And so they're playing nice with Oscar. That's basically what it is. And they're trying to hype that fight because Zuffa shows are just doing okay for ticket sales. You see, Liv Morgan was at the Zuffa fight this weekend and didn't know how to say Zuffa. She's like, I'm Liv Morgan, the WWE Women's World Champion here at Zuffa 9. I'm like, it's not Zuffa, it's Zuffa. And they still posted that on their social media, her saying Zuffa 9. He says, what do you think of WWE radio on Sirius XM? Some or most of IWC hates it. I don't care either way because I never even listened to the Pro Wrestling Nation on Sirius XM. I don't have and never have had Sirius, so I've never listened to any of the Sirius stuff. Only time I ever have heard anything from like Busted Open is if somebody posts a clip on Twitter. I've literally never listened to an episode of Busted Open. So like none of that matters to me at all. Everyone's all mad because WWE now gets free reign of the wrestling channel on Sirius basically. And so like Thunder Rosa's no longer on Busted Open. It means I couldn't care less. I don't listen to any of that. I don't consume that stuff. You got any thoughts on that, Luke?
I don't really watch Busted Open.
I mean, neither. Basically, now the wrestling channel on Sirius XM is called WWE Radio, and it's all WWE curated stuff. All the WWE podcasts will air on there. They're going to be new content, I believe. They are going to do live broadcasts like Vic Joseph and Booker T will actually be doing commentary for SummerSlam both nights on Sirius XM. And I think they're going to start doing that more for Raw, SmackDowns, and NXTs as well. I don't know that 100%. But yeah, very interesting. He also says, Natty posted some photos to promote her match at NWA 78. Yeah, I did see that. Really cool. She loves working for Billy Corgan. She's got a really good friendship with Billy Corgan. She loves working NWA. And finally, Chucky989 with a super chat donation. Thank you. Ready for this, Luke? WWE should bring back a theme song that goes blah, 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 right to censor. So as far as Monday Night Raw does go, we have Triple H in the ring with Adam Pearce and a bunch of...
You literally waited for me to come back?
No. I was just getting into Raw.
Oh. I thought you were just waiting. You're like, all right, let's wait for Luke to come back.
No, we're almost an hour into this show and haven't talked about Raw. But there's honestly...
We do need to talk about Raw.
Well, like I said, there's honestly not a lot to talk about because this show was like quick and dirty. Not a good go-home show. And just an okay show at best. Anyways, Triple H is in the ring with Adam Pearce and a bunch of rent-a-cops, I guess you would call them, inside Hell in a Cell. I thought it looked cool. Especially, they kept shooting it low and up. So I'm like, oh yeah, this looks cool. Especially in the Intuit Dome because it's domed and it's big. And it's just, the way they were shooting the Hell in a Cell, it looked great. it looked great because the Hell in a Cell, I don't want to say looked small in the Intuit Dome, but it looked small in a way that actually made it look big, if that makes sense. It looked like this big structure inside this big dome building. Like, I love the look of the Intuit Dome. Don't love the Intuit Dome when they got all them lights on the chairs and it makes people look like they're not sitting in their seat, but that's a whole other story for a whole other time. Anyways, so Obafemi comes out first. And he comes in. They say, Oba, get on the scale. We're going to weigh you first. Oba weighs in at 302 pounds. Brock Lesnar then comes down to the ring with Advocate, Wise Man, whatever you want to call him, Paul Heyman.
I just read this. Kid Vicious says, I think Luke hates RTC. Yes, I do. One of the probably the worst wrestling faction ever, in my opinion.
Oh, man.
Freaking annoying ass theme song, which is nothing but sirens. Imagine being there in real, like in person, and you hear that theme song. I was there. Like, I was not when RTC was actually like going on, but like I was at the 2022 Rumble when Ivory returned with that RTC theme song.
I was going to play it, but then I realized if I played it, you wouldn't hear it on your end, though. So it wouldn't be worth it.
I'm pretty sure you get a copyright strike if you played it.
I was going to play like 2 seconds of it. 3 seconds max.
No, I would not hear it.
No, because I don't have it set for the Discord to hear what. It's not set. I could set it to work, but it's not set up that way.
Hold on here. Here's esports gaming rules within our bit donation. It says Netflix has become right to censor for international replays for WWE, and WWE on the ESPN is uncensored.
Have you seen the things that they've censored on the replays?
What do they censor at?
So Brock's got the T-shirt that says "Talk shit, get hit" or whatever, and even though the shit is censored itself, where it's SH star T or whatever, they literally blacked it out on Brock's shirt on the replay. And then when Braun Breaker was bleeding inside the cage in the Seth match, they blurred his face.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second. So Brock Lesnar comes down, more officers, really just indie workers and extras. Lesnar then grabs the door, grabs the chain and the lock and locks it. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? They're like, oh, it looks like Brock don't want to get in the cage. And I'm like, oh, Lord. Really? And then Brock cuts a promo, Brock and Heyman cut promos outside the cage. Heyman ran over Brock's accolades while Lesnar taunted Obafemi on the other side. He was playing around with the key. Heyman's mic then stopped working for some reason. A couple different points. Brock Lesnar, he said, is the beast of the Brocktagon and is undefeated inside Hell in a Cell. Really, it's only 2 matches. They were both with the Undertaker. Obafemi cannot beat the Beast, especially in his playground. He said, for the record, Heyman said Brock got on a scale. He's 303. He weighs a pound more than Oba. I'm like, okay, cool.
What are you trying to play?
You don't hear it?
Nah.
You don't hear it coming out of my headphones?
Sounds like a smoke detector.
That's the right to censor.
It's like cutting out, and all you hear is like a smoke detector.
It's probably because the way my mic is set up, if it gets too high of a pitch, it'll cut it out. That's probably what it is. Dang it.
It's jokes aside, it's censoring the theme song.
My mic
it's censoring the theme song. It knows I hate it.
My mic censored right to censor.
Yes, get censored.
Anyways, Brock screws around with Oba a couple more times. He's taunting him with the key, and he puts the key down, and Oba's all pissed off, and Femi cuts promos. Brock goes to leave, and he's like, oh, you're just going to run away again? You're just going to run away like a little bitch? Lesnar comes back and flips him off, so Oba flips him off again. Oba gets in the ring and starts dispatching of all the cops, police. Yeah, gives one a big choke slam. He gives another one a fall from grace that Oh my God, almost lost him. This guy was supposed to just like, I think the guy was just supposed to like run and jump right into Oba's arms, but like he slipped and almost dropped the guy. So then he had to like reset him and pull him up and drop. It was a whole thing. But yeah, I didn't like this segment. I thought it was kind of just bland. And it's like, really? Brock's not going to get in the cage. He's going to lock the door and then he's going to talk crap. It made Brock look like a fucking little bitch. What is he, scared of Oba? What do you think?
Maybe it's just Brock just trying to be cocky, be like I don't need to do this. I'm Brock Lesnar. I don't need to do all this stuff.
The big give it all says, but the finger flips didn't get censored. They censor stuff in the replay. I don't know if the finger flips will or not, but everything that they've censored, the Brock shirt, the Braun Breaker blood, was censored in the replay on Netflix. They can't censor it live because Netflix doesn't know what's actually going to happen or what's going to happen. I bet you Brock and Oba flipping each other off was an in the moment thing. I bet you that was just Brock flipped them off, so Oba flipped them back. That just seems like a Brock thing that probably wasn't like planned. Probably just Brock just saying, "Oh, fuck this guy." We then get Chapter 6 of Roman versus Rollins. Royal Rumble 2022. Rollins comes out in the Shield gear, taunts Roman. Roman then beat the crap out of him, and yeah. Bloodline then arrive in multiple SUVs. Then we get Austin Theory and Braun Breaker versus Alpha Academy in a non-title match. Not much really happened before the break. After the break, Breaker tossed Tozawa and dropped him onto a knee. Breaker then knocked Otis to the floor, but missed a charge into his own corner. At one point, Otis did come in and hit both Theory and Breaker with back elbows, then squatted them in the corner with avalanches. Otis then tore off his T-shirt, hit Breaker with a caterpillar splash. Tozawa then hit Theory with a dive to the floor. He wanted to go for a senton on Theory, but Paul distracted him, and Theory got his knees up. On the floor, Breaker sent Otis into the barricade. Back in the ring, Theory held Tozawa open for a supercharged spear, which is now called the double vision, is what commentary called it tonight. I think that's the first time they've said that. And Breaker got the pin. So there we go. Braun Breaker gets the win. Elite says Braun being a little reckless. No, Braun's just being what they wanted Braun to be. If you think he's reckless, then he's doing his job correctly. I've heard before, Braun Breaker is a very safe wrestler. Like he looks like someone told me before, this fucker looks like he's just out there throwing people around and hitting them hard for shits and giggles, but he's actually very safe in what he does. So, any thoughts before we talk about the post match?
Well, you were right, actually, from last week.
About what?
Them not doing the tag match at SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't think they would do the rematch that quickly, if at all. So, afterwards...
It just kind of sucks, in my opinion. I mean, maybe they still could do this, but, like, what if, like, let's say, Chad Gable wins the IC title at SummerSlam. Then next night Raw, he's celebrating. And then the Vision comes out. Maybe, like, Austin Theory, like, challenges, like, Chad Gable for the IC title. And then maybe it could lead to, like, them two fighting at the next Premium Live event, but, like, going into it.
Theory instead of Breaker?
Well, Theory has Maxine, so that's more of the story.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I didn't think about that.
And then, like, they do that match at the next Premium Live event. And then, like, going into it, like, on the Raws, they're just beating up Chad Gable, and Chad's like, I need some help against the Vision. And then Otis and Tozawa come to help him.
So, a couple things with that. It makes sense, I will say that. But after SummerSlam, there's not a Premium Live event until October. There's no, like, this is the August PLE. There's no September because Money in the Bank got pushed to October. But there is a Saturday Night's Main Event in September.
Do it at Saturday Night's Main Event, honestly. Yeah.
But then the other thing here is they basically did an injury angle with Otis, but we don't know, like, how long they're going to keep him out with this angle. Because they basically smacked him pretty hard. The chair shot head to the head with the post and all that. Like, they fucked him up. So speaking of this, after the match, the Vision tried to beat up Tozawa some more, but Otis made the save. Otis climbed the ropes to give Theory a Vader bomb type splash, but Maxine distracted him. Theory and Breaker then hit him with double power bomb. Theory then held Otis open for another spear from Breaker. The Vision then had their way with him. They smacked him around with some chairs. Then they put his head against the ring post and walloped him with a chair there again. So Otis going to be out for a little bit. Elite says, what about Survivor Series? Survivor Series is months away. Months away. I mean, until, what, late October or November? When is Survivor Series in Houston? Survivor Series 26. Yeah, that's the end of November. November 28th at Dakin Park in Houston. They're playing the damn Astros or Stadium. Moving forward, Jackie Redman interviewed LA Knight in the back, who gave us his Apple Maps directions on how he got to the building, because, you know, he lives in LA. Knight then addressed the others, calling him a paranoid and whatnot. He said it's a little true, I guess, but he's not really all that paranoid. It's more justified knowledge, in his words. He said at Saturday night, they're ready for a fight. He's ready to take the bloodline to the ground at SummerSlam. I'm like, okay, cool. Raquel Rodriguez and Sol Ruca were shown prepping for their title match later. Then they showed a bunch of different celebrities in the crowd, including Gabriel Iglesias and the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Also a cool one. So later they show more celebrities, and this was really cool. So they show O'Shea Jackson Jr. You know, O'Shea Jackson Jr. has his own wrestling podcast on the Rich Eisen Podcast Network, right?
No.
Okay. Anyways, O'Shea Jackson Jr., the son of Ice Cube, has his own wrestling podcast. Him and a buddy. I don't know who the other guy is, but they have a pretty good, successful wrestling podcast on the Rich Eisen Podcast Network. Well, they show O'Shea Jackson Jr. Then they immediately cut to Ashton Kutcher, who is wearing the shirt from O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s podcast. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool.
I wonder what Ashton Kutcher's really doing nowadays. Like, what kind of like TV shows or like movies he's doing.
I haven't seen him. I'm gonna look that up. I haven't seen him in anything in a while.
I know he had like that Hulu show for a little bit. Can't remember what it was called.
Ashton Kutcher, IMDb. I mean, he did a couple episodes of That 90s Show on Netflix. Played, you know,
he only did one episode of That 90s Show.
Was it only one? I thought he was in one in each season. Maybe I was wrong.
It was only one.
Okay, because I watched season one, and then like I liked season one. Season two didn't interest me that much. Like I watched it all, but like half paid attention. Bro, he's doing a bunch.
I'm not a big fan of that show. I think it's a little too cringy, in my opinion.
I thought season two they went a little That's why it didn't get picked up for season three. Anyways,
that show was just a failed experiment, in my opinion.
So
it was a failed reboot, actually. That's what I meant to say.
Ish. Like I said, I like season one. Didn't care for season two. But
was it Miz in season two?
Was he? I don't remember that.
He like portrayed a wrestler, and then they wanted him to like sign a belt for him, but like he wouldn't do it. But then they like followed into the bathroom.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Sign a belt.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. But yeah, he was. So Ashton Kutcher has actually done 11 episodes of a show called The Beauty in 2026.
That was that Hulu show, right?
Yes. It was
that's a very gory show.
Oh, you
in
watched,
my opinion.
You watched it?
I've seen a few episodes of it. It's
gotcha.
It's gory.
Yeah, it's an FX Hulu show. Oh, it's got Anthony Ramos and Evan Peters. Dang. Got a heck of a cast. Jeremy Pope. Dang. Rebecca Hall. Got a good cast.
It's supposed to be about like these beautiful people like constantly like getting laid all the time, and there's also like gory deaths in it.
Yeah, and then it says he's got one upcoming project. A completed movie, I think this is. It's called The Long Home. I have no clue what this is. It's him and looks like James Franco. Oh, damn, this guy hell of a cast too. Tim Blake Nelson, Josh Hutcherson, James Franco, Josh Hartnett, Giancarlo Esposito, Courtney Love. Damn, this got a hell of a cast. Wow, okay. I don't know what this movie is, but I think there's a trailer out and everything. When does it come out? Oh, it's a James Franco directed movie. Interesting. It says a young contractor is hired to build a honky tonk in Tennessee by the man who killed his father. Damn. Okay. That sounds interesting. But moving forward, we get a Chad Gable. Chad Gable was shown doing things in Minneapolis, trying to sell people on going to SummerSlam. Io Sky cut a promo in English and Japanese about her upcoming match with Liv Morgan. Then we got Javon Evans versus Rusev. I actually thought this was a bright spot of the show because these two worked very well together.
They work pretty good together, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this match God knows how many times already, but
Have we though? I think this might be the actual first singles match between the two.
no, there's been singles matches between the two before.
I'm gonna look it up. Javon Evans cage match. Because I was thinking that earlier as well. I was like, they fought before? Because the Ray Ethan Page match was a rematch. But then I was like, I can't remember what the other match was. If they had. Let's look it up. Rusev. You are right. They wrestled on the May 11th Raw where Javon Evans won. It was once before. And then they also...
They wrestle in tag matches a lot.
Well, yeah, they've done a couple tag matches. Well, were they in the ring together in the gauntlet match? That I can't remember.
I don't know.
They were both in the gauntlet match.
Yeah, they were actually.
So there's been technically 3 then. Singles matches. Because I couldn't remember if they were in the gauntlet together. But as far as the match does go, Rusev mauled him early on. He started hitting him with shoulder blocks in the corner, clothesline as well. Evans came back with a boot and a super kick that dropped him. Evans then used the ropes to spring into a Rana, then sent Rusev to the floor with a drop kick. Evans then went for a dive through the ropes. Back in the ring, Rusev rocked Evans with a forearm. They go back and forth for a little while before we go to a commercial break. When we come back from that break, Rusev was in control with a chin lock. Evans started fighting back with some forearms, and Rusev downed him with one punch. Evans then battled back with some fists and kicks of his own, then bounced off the ropes and hit Rusev with what they call the red dot. It's like a flip kick kind of deal. Rusev then dropped to the floor, and then the referee tended to Rusev off camera for something. I'm not sure what. Rusev seemed okay, so the match just kept going. Evans then followed this up with a big old dive to the floor. Rusev caught Evans with a super kick and went for the accolade. Evans then fought out of the accolade attempt and hit a flying knee. Evans then went for the OG cutter, but Rusev blocked it and locked him into the accolade once again. Evans fought out and got to the ropes for a rope break. Went down to the finish of the match. Rusev went for another super kick, but Evans avoided it and hit Rusev with a stunner. Evans then caught Rusev with an OG cutter and pinned him to pick up the victory. So there we go. 11-minute match. Javon Evans beats Rusev. I enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better things on the show.
Yeah, it was not a bad match at all, actually.
No. Then we get Chapter 7, Rollins versus Reigns. Rollins interfered in Reigns' world title match so Cody could finish the story. They called this Old Ghosts. It was a chapter name. And SummerSlam is the first time since 2022 that Reigns and Rollins will square off 1v1. Then we got Luke's favorite thing of the night, Joe Hendry and Danhausen.
Tried to find it on YouTube because I was trying to see if they upload the full skit on YouTube yet.
What, to listen to the song again?
Yeah. It's honestly catchy. Like, I didn't really get the Clippers dancer thing, but the mini housings made sense.
Well, because the Clippers dance, because the Intuit Dome is the Clippers' home stadium in LA.
I get it, but I just didn't really think like. Do you think like they overdid it with the Clippers dancers?
No, I don't think so. It's just like whenever they do WrestleMania in AT&T Stadium, someone's gonna have the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
I was at the 2022 SummerSlam in Nashville, Tennessee, and the Street Profits had the Titans dancers for their entrance.
I remember that.
That was also like a very underrated SummerSlam, in my opinion.
The Nashville one, yeah.
Like,
well, I don't know, because that's the one that Brock came down with a tractor and lifted the ring, though. But I guess not.
Yeah, he like lifted the ring, but like
not as many people talk about that. So yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, not many people talk about it anymore, honestly.
I thought it was cool as shit. What, Austin Theory tried to cash
live, and you're like, oh my god!
Didn't Theory try to cash in there too?
Yeah, Theory tried to cash in and failed miserably.
So go for it.
That's when Bailey returned, and then that's when they finally formed Damage Control.
Yep.
That was like that was basically like, if you don't, correct me if I'm wrong, that show basically was like kind of like the beginning of like the Triple H era.
It was exactly, yeah. Basically.
That's what started it all.
Yeah.
When Bailey returned, Dakota Kai came back, Io Sky made her debut on the main roster, and it was like, this is the start of the Triple H era.
Yeah, because like coming off of that Mania, Triple H is just really trying to wrap up all the Vince stuff, and then going into SummerSlam. And Michael Cole kept saying it like all that whole weekend. This is the start of the Triple H era, but they really pushed that hard at like Mania 40. But that was like, I guess you would say, the preview of what's to come for the Triple H era, which a lot of people don't like now, coming off of WrestleMania 41 and 42 and stuff. But Joe Hendry played guitar. Go for it. What do you got?
No, but like SummerSlam, that right there was kind of just like the final wrap up of the Vince McMahon booking.
Well, yeah. So Joe Hendry was playing guitar. Danhausen played an organ. The Mini Housens came out and did a dance routine with Hendry and Danhausen. The LA Clipper dancers then came out and danced as well to the lyrics of "I believe that you are cursed." I'm probably not doing that justice.
I believe that you are cursed. I believe that you are cursed.
Ryan Garcia, if some don't know, boxer, came from the crowd and danced. He grabbed a guitar and then smashed it onto Joe Hendry's back. JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio would then come down from the crowd, jump Danhausen. They put the boots to him, put the boots to the Mini-Hausen. Dom hit Danhausen with a frog splash and then dumped Danhausen to the floor. So basically, they ruined the concert, and this is leading to, as we learned later, Dom versus Danhausen in a human monies on a pole match.
This is stupid.
So the duffel bag full of money will hang from a pole in one of the corners, and they got to get up there and get it. Is it just me, or they keep changing the amount? I thought it was 10,000, and then tonight they kept saying 100,000.
I don't know. I think Dom will probably win that match.
Well, here's the thing. Well, no. If it was a regular match where it was a pin, I would say Danhausen wins it and then gets a AAA mega title match. If he like pins Dom, but if it's just grab the bag, then it wouldn't, I don't think, facilitate. Oh, he beat the champion, give him a title match. But yeah, I think Danhausen wins because the Mini-Hausens help him. If not another
Mini-Hausens and Joe Hendry help him.
Oh, Joe Hendry come down in the face paint.
It's Joe Hausen,
right? Hendryhausen. Penta is happy that Chad Gable has found his way, but redemption doesn't come from taking his Intercontinental Championship. Said at SummerSlam, he's not fighting for revenge. He's fighting for his legacy. and for the people who believe in him. See more celebrities. This is when we saw O'Shea Jackson Jr. Corey Graves said he's a big Bailey fan. He was actually wearing a homemade Bailey shirt. And then we saw Ashton Kutcher wearing an O'Shea Jackson Jr. podcast shirt. I can't remember what the name of his podcast is. So we get another promo for Big Cass's return on 8-3. He's crawling his way back from, quote, rock bottom. And yeah. Did we see Enzo in this? Someone tweeted me and goes, I saw Enzo. Was Enzo in this? I didn't notice Enzo, but someone tweeted me and goes, hey, they finally showed Enzo. I was like, where? I didn't see Enzo. Unless I missed something. Hold on, I'm going to look this up. Yeah, see, I'm not seeing it. Enzo. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's right. Enzo, not Emzo. Yeah, because he said, once you hit rock bottom, you have no choice but to get up. It's literally just Cass. But the weird thing is, all those reports of Enzo was at the PC. They spoke with him. They talked to Enzo. Like, why would you bring back Cass? Like, if you are bringing Enzo and Cass, why would you do all these videos of Cass to keep Enzo a secret? You know?
Yeah,
like,
I'm not sure.
Like, you would want to tease them together, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, what did you think of Mike Santana's name change?
Cruz Montana. He said it's a tribute to his father who died 6 years ago. I don't know exactly how, but yeah.
Was that his dad's name or?
Actually, let's look it up. Mike Santana dad. His name was Mike Cruz Montana. Oh, no, that's his name. What was his dad's name? I don't know what his dad's name was though. Like his real name is Mark Sanchez, I think. I don't know what his dad's name is. He said it's a tribute to his dad, and he came up with the name. He said, and I quote, we'll pull this up here. Read this. It says, Cruz Montana, a name I put together as a tribute to honor my late father, who I've always made sure to keep as close as possible to my journey. Losing him 6 years ago is what sent me on the spiral that I'd eventually rise from to become the man you see today. And today, the man addicted to greatness. Here's to the next chapter. Let's get it. So, yeah, I don't know how it pays tribute to his dad, but it's an honor to his late father. Let me see. What does... Try to see... Fightful's got a thing here. They don't say exactly how either. They just say, he says it's a tribute to his dad. Maybe his dad's real name was Cruz. I don't know. Anyways. Cass is coming next Monday. Don't look like Enzo's coming. I don't know what happened there.
Wasn't it supposed to be both of them, but then they probably just felt like we just want Big Cass?
Well, we don't know. We just knew. So the rumor and innuendo was WWE was interested in both of them. They want more tag teams. Enzo was at the PC. They were waiting for Cass's AEW contract to expire, and then they were going to bring him in. Well, his contract has been done for about a month now. And they've got, 3 vignettes they've aired now? Maybe it's 4. I think it's 3. But no sign of Enzo in any of them. And that's why I'm like, they wouldn't just keep Enzo a secret. So I don't think Enzo's coming. I saw someone go, well, it's because Cass is going to go to the main roster while Enzo goes to NXT. They're not bringing them back. They're not bringing them both back to keep them separated. No. They're either going to bring them back together or only bring back Cass. Any thoughts on this? Because it's like we haven't seen a single even tease of Enzo.
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
from Enzo,
which is weird. Moving forward, we had Rey Mysterio versus Ethan Page. Not a bad match. I thought Rusev and Javon was better, but Ray took Page down with the setup runner early. Page went for a power bomb, but Ray shifted his weight, crashed down on Page's chest. Page then came back and whipped Mysterio into the turnbuckle chest first. After a commercial break, Page was trying to rip at the mask of Mysterio, who fought Page off and hit him with a moonsault off the top rope. Mysterio caught Page with an enziguri. Ray then went for a 619, but charged into a boot instead. Page then charged into a boot from Mysterio. They were just throwing shit. Mysterio then sent Page into the ring post with the Cazadora. Ray took Page down with a Tijeras. Ray then came off the top with the Senton. He tried another springboard move, but Page caught Ray with the power slam. Page tried for a vertical power slam, but Ray countered that into a DDT. Eventually, they were fighting around, and then they fought to the floor. Ray fought out of a superplex, and he kind of headbutted Page to the floor. Ray then came off the top with the Hurricane Rana that sent Page into the announce desk. Back in the ring, Ray dropkicked Page in position for the 619, but Page blocked the 619 with the ring skirt that sent Ray into the ring post. Page eventually hit the Egoplex and pinned Ray 1, 2, 3. Match went about the same length as the Javon Rusev match, around 11 and a half. So Ethan Page gets the big win over Rey Mysterio. 50-50 those guys. Any thoughts?
Solid rematch.
Yeah.
Hey, I just sent you something on Twitter. I just saw this and it's shocking to me.
Uh-oh. Luke says shocking.
Like it was out 7 hours ago. I just saw it though.
Let's see what we got. Oh, the Liv thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's been posting this today. Liv Morgan has passed 100 days as champion with not a single title defense. Weird. Makes you think.
Shows you how
you
much WWE cares about the women's division.
Well, no, not necessarily. Makes you think, has she been like dealing with some sort of nagging injury or something to where she can be physical but not have a full match right now until SummerSlam? That's a possibility. To where she can do slight things in a ring, but not cleared till SummerSlam to have a full match. And heck, for all we know, and I doubt they would do this, maybe for all we know, she can't have a full match, and the match at SummerSlam is going to be a quick one with Io winning the belt. I don't know. Just a theory, a thought. Speaking of Liv, she cut a promo reminding Io Sky and everyone else that she's the greatest women's champion of all time. In the back, we got Danhausen and the Minihausen. They're treating they were being treated by a nurse. Adam Pearce told Danhausen, give the money back, end all of this. Danhausen said, nah, hang the human monies from a pole. And he asked Pearce, haven't you watched wrestling? And he goes, me? No, never. So, yeah. Human monies on a pole match. You think this is the ESPN first hour? Because ESPN really likes Danhausen? Or they want the better wrestling matches on the first hour, like Gable and Penta?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked they don't want Brock and Oba on the first hour.
Well, we don't know because they technically didn't announce, that I saw at least, they didn't announce which matches are first hour or not.
I mean, if I were them, I'll just go Brock versus Oba. Just do that one.
Yeah, that would take most of the first hour. I think that, I think there's going to be a lot of build as far as like, they're going to take their time getting to the ring. Then they're going to get in the match. And there's going to be some stalling. And then they're finally going to wrestle. And then they're going to go about 6-7 minutes. Yeah. I think overall it's going to be a 20-minute thing with entrances and everything. So then the Usos come down to the ring, cut a promo after Jay ran it back. He issued a warning. Royce Keys, LA Knight, and Big Little Brother Solo. Sikoa then came out through the crowd in a white suit. Sikoa said that the Usos claimed that they didn't start anything. They did start it when they went crawling back to Roman. Jimmy grabbed the mic and told Solo that the bloodline was the best thing to ever happen to him, and Solo should come back to the bloodline, or else. He said, or else what? You gonna eat for 30 minutes? He then mocked the eat dance. He said, quote, it bores everybody to sleep. Sikoa doesn't want to come back. He loves being on his own. He loves doing what he's doing. Everyone in Los Angeles loves him as well, he said, which, I don't know about that. They popped for him a little bit. Sikoa then told the Usos that they could tell Roman to kiss his ass. Sikoa started putting over his partners at SummerSlam, which brought out LA Knight. Knight ran down, knowing how the bloodline are going to act. He said, I've been screwed by them, or everyone's been screwed by them. He said they've been screwing Royce Keys and everybody else, and blah, 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 blah. And he just rambles for a minute or so. Solo and Knight then hit the ring. They fight the Usos. And then they get the advantage when Jacob's music hits. Knight and Solo disposed of the Usos, but then Fatu took them on 2-on-1. But now it's 3-on-2 as Royce Keys runs down to help. Jay caught Keys with a frickin' stiff-looking super kick, which he absorbed, bounced off the ropes, floored Jay with a clothesline. Jacob and Royce then squared off at one another. Fatu caught Keys with a Tongan death grip. Sikoa made the save with a Samoan spike. Keys then hit Fatu with a big-ass spine buster, and the babyfaces stood tall to end the segment. And this ends, and I go, okay, this is the spot where I'm going to go get a snack. I literally don't care about this match at SummerSlam. What do you think?
Yeah, it was kind of just like a pee break or go get a snack break.
Like, it's a way to get them all on the show. Cool. Both 6-person tag matches are kind of just meh. Because we have this one, and then we have Paige and the Bellas versus Fatal Influence.
What's either of these matches supposed to lead to? I mean, the women's one kind of makes sense.
I can see maybe Nikki pinning Fallon or pinning Laney, and then the Bellas get a tag title shot. As far as the men's one, it's just to get them all on the show.
Basically.
No one's got anything to where it's like, oh, if you pin this champion, you get a shot, or number one contendership on the line, or it's not like they have trios titles, so it's like they can win this match and then say, hey, we're in line for trios title. I don't know. Elite says, where's Becky Lynch? Becky Lynch was actually doing a meet and greet and a deal today for WWE at the Boys and Girls Club in Los Angeles. There was then a Hell in a Cell promo where the narrator was basically pretending to be the Hell in a Cell. This was kind of weird. I wonder how many people actually caught that, where like the narrator was pretending to be the Cell. Then we had the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Looks like Raquel Rodriguez might have broke her nose here. At least busted it really bad. She was bleeding all over. Ruka hit an X Factor early on for a near fall. Ruka tried a front face lock, but Rodriguez backdropped her. Rodriguez then missed an elbow, and Ruka hit a standing moonsault. At one point, Rodriguez choked Ruka against the ropes. Ruka then caught Rodriguez with a Rana and then sent her to the floor with a super kick. Ruka then came off the top with the moonsault to the floor. Back inside the ring, Ruka got a near fall. Rodriguez then was busted open at this point. Not sure exactly from what, but she was bleeding from the nose and just more and more blood kept coming. So they tried this thing here. Instead of going to a break, and I can't remember what the sponsor was, but they're like, oh, this segment is brought to you by, and they did like a picture-in-picture where part of the screen had the logo of the sponsor, and then there was still a small version. Yeah. It's like, we're not going to go to commercial, but this part is brought to you by whatever the sponsor was. I can't remember now. Despite being posted open, Raquel Rodriguez took control, or busted open. I wrote that weird. Despite being busted open, Raquel took control and got a near fall after a power slam. Rodriguez hit Ruka with a shoulder tackle and then another one. Ruka then came, what the heck? Oh, I see what I did wrong. I've got these two paragraphs flipped for some reason. Ruka came back with a boot and then kind of like a code breaker. Ruka then got some sort of an open hand chop slap deal. Rodriguez tried to fight back, but Ruka landed on her feet and tripped up Rodriguez. Ruka then went for a springboard crossbody, but Rodriguez caught her. Ruka escaped and then came off the top with a DDT. Got a near fall off of it. This is when Judgment Day ran down. Roxanne Perez ran out to cause a distraction while the referee was dealing with Liv Morgan. No, we're dealing with Roxanne. Liv came out, tripped Sol Ruka on the other side of the ring. Rodriguez then hit her with a boot, got a near fall. Sky then came down to try to even out the odds. Morgan jumped Sky, but Sky sent Morgan into the ring post. Back in the ring, Ruka hit Rodriguez with a proper code breaker. Then on the apron, Sky hit Morgan with a Meteora. Ruka then came back with a Soul Snatcher, but Perez grabbed her and sent her head first into the ring post. This led to Raquel Rodriguez grabbing Ruka for a big-ass Tahana bomb and pinned her 1, 2, 3. 10.5 minute match and new Women's Intercontinental Champion. First belt she's won. Did she win anything in NXT? I don't think she did. Tag titles, maybe? What, her and, yeah, not a singles belt, though. So this is her first singles.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
What'd she win?
She beat Io Sky for the NXT Women's Championship.
Honestly,
remember?
I don't remember that at all.
Do you not remember that?
No.
She beat Io for the NXT Women's Championship, and then she feuded with Rhea, and then Dakota Kai turned on her. She feuded with Dakota Kai for a little bit, and then when Toxic Attraction became a thing, they did Raquel versus Mandy Rose in like a Devil's Playground match. Dakota Kai screwed Raquel, and then Mandy beat Raquel for the NXT Women's Championship.
I'm going to be honest. I remember those Raquel Rhea matches. I thought Rhea was the champion through all of that. My mind.
Oh, Raquel was the champion.
Yep. I thought it was the opposite. I remember it as Rhea the champion, to be completely honest.
Well, Raquel got a title shot because she pinned Io in the Women's War Games match.
Right. I remember that.
And that kind of led to like Raquel versus Io at Stand Deliver, and she beat Io.
But this is her first singles title win on the main roster.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I always, I remember her power bombing Rhea through the stage and all that shit in their street fight or whatever it was. For some reason, my mind thinks Rhea was the champion. I'm wrong. Then we got Roman versus Rollins, Chapter 8, the grandest stage. It was last year's Mania, with the Paul Heyman turn and everything. And then we get Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. This was fine. It was just more of the same shit. And Seth's like just really goofy now. Luke's got some weird.
Seth's always been goofy.
Huh?
Seth has always been goofy though.
He just felt a little. He felt a little more goofier than he has the last couple of weeks tonight. I don't know.
Remember, like when he had that feud with Roman, like going into the Rumble 2022, they kept having Seth act like the Joker.
Yes, that was weird. I'm kind of getting those vibes
like,
here.
Like, where he's like, "Oh, do you remember when I hit you in the back with that chair?"
Yeah, it was weird.
They're basically turning Seth into like the Joker. He was even wearing that like Joker like purple and green suit.
Yep. So Roman Reigns comes out. He asks the crowd in Los Angeles, "Acknowledge me." But as soon as he says, "Acknowledge me," burn it down, Seth's music hits. Seth comes straight down to the ring and grabs the mic. He got in Roman's face and said, "Los Angeles, acknowledge me." Roman then called Seth an asshole, and Rollins agreed that he might be. Rollins then said that he's the bad guy, and he's okay with that because that's how Rollins gets his. So I was right. Coming out of Saturday night's main event, they wanted you to think Roman with Jalen Brunson means he's the babyface, and Seth with Tyrese Halliburton means he's the heel. So it's exactly what they were trying to build there. Again, it's Rollins saying that he has no advantage while Roman started his career on third base. Rollins ran down all the ways that Reigns is better than him. But the one thing that Rollins is better than Roman, it's at, well, professional wrestling. And when it comes down to what happens in the ring, in Roman's head, Rollins owns him. Quote, and there's nothing you can point to call me a liar.
You know what I always thought of?
We got,
Like, whenever I thought of Seth and Roman, like, whenever they were in the Shield, I always thought Seth was, like, the better wrestler out of all three. And, like, Roman and Dean were kind of, like, on their same level of each other.
100%. That's why Seth was the first of the three to win the title. But also, Seth had the advantage. I mean, former ROH champion and, like, yeah.
WWE, that was, like, the first thing Roman ever did in wrestling. Not, like, Dean Ambrose, he was well known in CZW.
Yeah, no, Roman basically, how do you say it? Failed at football, like The Rock, and then went straight to wrestling, straight to WWE.
Yeah, and Mox, I think the only thing he did before WWE was he was just a big star in CZW, then WWE signed him.
Yeah, he was doing deathmatch stuff or whatever. He was doing, as they say back in the...
Sami Callihan.
Yep.
Was Joe Gacy with them during that time as well?
He might have been, if I remember correctly.
Because I saw a picture. It was him, Sami Callihan, Mox in a picture saying they've all three of them like reunite. I can't remember what the Card Blades or what was their stable name?
Oh, I don't know. I never watched any of that, but like I had seen stuff and like I've seen stuff since. But like I don't know. I never watched CZW or any of that kind of stuff. Honestly,
CZW even still a thing anymore?
I don't think so. But like I knew who Sami Callihan was because he was doing all kinds of indies. I didn't know who Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, Jonathan Good, whatever he was before he signed with WWE. I knew Sami Callihan though because he did all kinds of indies. He had Wrestling Revolver and yeah.
I just looked it up. CZ Combat Wrestling Zone. They're still active. They just run regional independent shows operating a training dojo as well.
Interesting. I knew they had a school back in the day, but
wrestlers in CZW make between $50 to $200 per match.
That sounds about right for an indie. Give them $5 and a hot dog. You'll be lucky if you got a bottle of water. I remember there was a story one time. I forget what the show was, but Matt Cardona was working in indie, and they had no like water for the wrestlers backstage. So he went and bought a couple cases of water for all the wrestlers backstage because the freaking promoter didn't provide it.
I couldn't afford it.
Right. I forget what that one was. I heard that story before though.
I remember there was like this wrestler, Mikey O'Shea. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's like pretty popular on TikTok.
Mm-mm.
He does the whole element of surprise thing. But like he was saying that like he's like, I'm at the point in my career where I do a lot of local stuff, but when it comes to traveling, I just can't, travel to where I'm lucky to get a $20 bill. They have to like pay for my travel if they want me.
Have you seen any of the new season of WWE Unreal?
I saw clips.
Did you see
I saw the clips of like John Cena like yelling at Styles during their match.
Yeah. Did you see any of this stuff with Chelsea Green and Matt Cardona showing their new house?
Yeah, and I saw Chelsea Green was saying, I'd rather have a husband who's like addicted to action figures or have his own room for his action figures than have one who's constantly going out and drinking and partying.
Yeah. She's like, I'd rather have a husband home every night playing with his toys than going out partying and doing all that kind of stuff. I thought that was funny as shit. This season didn't intrigue me as much as the last two. Like I watched it all, but there were times where I found myself like zoning out and not really paying attention. And I think go for it.
People keep hating Michael Hayes even more every season.
Right. I think it was because early, like the first episode or two kept jumping around. It wasn't like chronological order-ish. And so that was throwing me off a little.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, people keep hating Michael Hayes like even more like every season.
Right.
Originally, they hated him because of the whole Jey Uso thing. I can't remember why they hated him so much in season two.
They hated him because he's the one that said Jay should win that Rumble.
Everyone said Punk, it should be Punk, but he was the only person that said Jey Uso. Because he kept saying, everyone said Punk, but then Michael Hayes was there via Zoom, and he kept saying, "Why not Jay? The Heat's hot."
Yeah, I remember that.
Most people said Punk. I think one or two people said Cena. Then Michael Hayes was the only person that said Jay.
Well, because they knew Cena had to win either that or Chamber to get to Mania to fight Cody.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember why they hated him in season 2. I can't remember what he did.
Oh, because he said Chelsea Green's a good hand, but she's never going to be a world champion or something like that. He basically said Chelsea Green's good at what she does.
That was Road Dogg that said that.
No, it was Michael Hayes. I thought. Pretty sure.
No, she said that like
that was Michael Hayes.
She basically said like she should be the one that's putting over the wrestlers like a Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch.
Well, yeah, he basically said she's good at what she does, putting over the other girls, but she's never going to be a world champion or something like that.
Then she was saying, people keep calling me the female Miz, but I take it as a compliment.
Oh, she said for years, I would love to just be the Miz. Because think about it. Miz has basically got job security. She does anything that's asked of her, just like the Miz. Anything that's asked of him, he does. Whether that is on screen, in the ring, promoting the company, she's just the same. Which
that keeps you employed for a while.
It's not a bad thing.
Like that right there will keep you employed for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Miz, he's basically set for life.
Oh, 100%. So every single time it's Roman versus Seth. Seth owns Roman, he said. SummerSlam isn't going to be any different. Seth asked Roman if he was going to get disqualified like he did at the Royal Rumble, or maybe he can call the bloodline for some interference. Roman then shot back, saying only real superstars. He is the only real superstar and the only, true champion here. Seth asked Roman, quote, "You need this redemption so bad, don't you?" Seth recalled that Roman said that he needed his whole family to see him beat Seth. Seth reminded him, "I beat you at WrestleMania 31 when I cashed in." He said, "No, I hope your whole family's there. Well, watch me beat you again." Reigns then decks Seth. The two start fighting. Roman gets the better of it. Superman punch and a spear. He then gets out of the ring and looks at the world title. Seth's kind of crawling himself up with the ropes. Roman then goes, "Nah, I'm going to grab a chair instead." But then he gets in the ring and Seth hits him with a stomp on the chair. And a wacky, crazy Seth Rollins stands tall as the show goes off the air. That's how it ends. That's our night 2 main event, Seth and Roman. What'd you think of it as I pull up these SummerSlam graphics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was kind of just there.
Right. All right, let's pull this up. All right, guys, we are going to do our quick and dirty SummerSlam predictions. We're going to pull this up on the screen. We got the graphic with all the matches, night 1, night 2. First off, night 1. In a 6-woman tag team match, we've got the Bella Twins and Paige taking on Fatal Influence, JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and Lainey Reed. I'll start it off. I think the Bellas and Paige get the win just to do a tag title match. What do you got?
I got the baby faces winning because I do think it's probably going to lead to a rematch for the tag titles.
Got Bellas as well. Moving over in the other 6-person tag, the 6-man tag. It's the Bloodline, the Usos and Jacob Fatu against Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, and Royce Keys. Who you got?
I mean, I don't really want to see either team lose, in my opinion, because I don't want Royce Keys to lose in this one because I just feel like he's been losing a lot recently, and I don't want him to lose again. I don't really want LA Knight losing either. Solo always loses all the time. I'm just used to it at this point.
Yeah.
But I think it's the Bloodline.
You're going Bloodline. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one.
I just feel like it's the safer route going the bloodline.
Yeah.
Unless they have LA Knight do like a roll up pin on Jimmy.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Somebody probably pins Jimmy. I'm going to go the baby faces. I'm going to say Solo's team. Moving forward, we got Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi and Hell in a Cell. I think we both probably agree on this one. We'll go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oba. Yep. Gotta be Oba.
I almost said Brock just to throw you off.
Yeah.
But Oba's winning this match, and this is probably gonna be Brock's final match ever.
You don't think Brock does one more like Saudi Mania thing?
No.
So moving forward, speaking of possible last match ever, you got Gunther versus Nick Aldis. I liked.
I have a question real quick.
Go for it. You're kind of cutting in and out. You froze.
Hear me now?
I can, but your camera keeps freezing.
Let's get a sec real quick.
All right, go for it. I think you're better.
Yeah.
I can hear you, but your camera keeps like tweaking out.
All right, we'll start it then. So on SmackDown, they're saying if Nick Aldis has the contract, and he like is he like officially done being the SmackDown GM, or is he just done until the match is over?
So, and now your mic's kind of tweaking out too a little bit, but I think it's just for the match because Wade Barrett said he's relinquishing his rights as GM for now. So I think they're leaving it either that's telling us he'll be GM again after the match, or they're leaving it open-ended and they don't know. That's my thing. I'm not sure, but the one thing is I think he'll become GM again because the way Wade said he's relinquishing his rights as the general manager for now. So that's how I took it for now. But who do you think gets the win here, Gunther or Aldis?
Probably Gunther.
Yeah, that's where I would go to. Gunther. Moving forward in our first of
would be kind of cool actually.
Huh.
What if he like brings back his like theme song from the NWA for the entrance music?
Well, that's what I was wondering. What is his presentation for his entrance and everything gonna be? I'm interested in that. What surprised me on SmackDown, Gunther said, "You're a former NWA World Champion," but no mention of him being a former TNA World Champion, even though they work with TNA.
Oh, sure, it is like a fun fact in this match. Actually, I just saw this on Twitter.
Huh.
But so Nick Aldis, back when he was Magnus, he was AJ's last opponent in TNA, and Gunther was AJ's last opponent in WWE.
Right. That's cool. I didn't put two and two together, but yeah.
Now those two are facing each other at SummerSlam.
So we both got Gunther on that one. Moving forward with the Women's World Championship on the line. Only 2 title matches on night one. We've got Liv Morgan defending against Io Sky. Honestly, put that title on Io. That's where I'm going. Io Sky.
It needs to go back on Io, in my opinion, because Liv, she's surprisingly been a lackluster champion.
Again, everyone's been saying all day, 100 days as champion, no title defenses. Honestly, I think maybe she's dealing with some sort of an injury that's been keeping her sidelined. Because she's been,
that's probably why.
Even at the whole not defending her belt stuff, she's been limited in the stuff she's done physically. And then the night one main event with the WWE Undisputed Championship on the line as CM Punk defending against Cody Rhodes. Who you got?
This is another tough one. I mean, you really can't go wrong with either. My gut tells me Punk should retain. But also, Punk did held that he held the world heavyweight title for a while, so maybe it's he doesn't need to hold the WWE Undisputed Championship. So I'm torn on this one.
Who do you got? Because I'm solid on my pick.
I guess Punk,
You know, Punk. I'm going Punk too. For the fact of, I also think, and I'm gonna spoil one of my picks for the next night. Finn beats Sammy and challenges Punk for the title because it's number one contenders match, because they've already kind of teased Punk and Finn for that title on SmackDown.
I see that.
So moving forward to night 2, speaking of Finn Balor and Sami Zayn with a number one contendership on the line, and that is a very weird looking photo of Finn. You see that?
Yeah.
Finn looks
very skinny.
His neck and everything, it's all narrow and big. That's weird. Anyways, I already said who I think is winning. Finn Balor, who you got?
I got Finn, and you know what I think they could do with Sammy?
Go for it. What do you got?
If Punk beats Cody and retains the belt, I think they can do like a heel Sammy against Cody Rhodes feud.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you stole everything from me. Like, you're the reason why. It could be like you're the reason why I'm not like champion anymore, basically.
They've been kind of teasing them doing something, but they haven't really pulled the trigger yet. So
I think they're gonna have Sammy turn fully heel and attack Cody, maybe.
Oh, I can see it. So
what if Sammy actually cost Cody the title?
That's not in the main event. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, I would only do that if they were on the same night. If that's a tough one, because now if he does that, right, everyone's going to be waiting. Is Cody going to screw him in the Finn match? Is Cody going to screw him the next night? And that's all people are going to be thinking about while watching the Finn Sammy match. So I like the idea, but I don't like it because of how the matches are laid out, like the nights.
I had the theory of what if Sammy costs Cody because he's like, I want to face Punk. All I gotta do is win my match, then I'm set to face Punk again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he going into his match with Finn, Cody screws Sammy, and that's what leads to them feuding.
So you think Cody screws Sammy? That's interesting.
Because Sammy would screw Cody.
Oh, so you're saying that what everyone would assume would just happen then?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. I can maybe see that. So moving forward, the human money's on a pole match. It's Danhausen versus Dominic Mysterio, who's climbing that turnbuckle and grabbing them monies.
Probably Danhausen, because it wouldn't really hurt Dominic since he wouldn't get pinned or tap out.
Exactly. Like I said earlier. Exactly. That's where I'm going. So speaking of climbing stuff, we got a ladder match for the interim WWE Women's Championship. Fun fact, did you hear what Tiffany Stratton's original plan for SummerSlam was?
What?
Defending the Women's United States Championship against Blake Monroe.
Huh.
That was an early penciled in plan for Tiffany before the Rhea stuff changed it all. There was going to be whatever they're going to do with Rhea, and then there was going to be Charlotte and Jade, and then Tiffany and Blake Monroe. So there was actually supposed to be 2 more matches, which kind of does make sense for WrestleVote saying that WWE wanted 12 to 14 matches for SummerSlam. We're getting 12, but adding the 2 other women's matches that now are all condensed into the ladder match would have made the 14. Which now was Chelsea Green on the show, who originally was not going to be on the show. So we don't know who the final woman's going to be, but it's either Lash Legend or Julia. Yeah, Julia. But who do you think comes out of this as the interim WWE Women's Champion?
I want it to be Charlotte.
You think it's Charlotte?
I'm torn. I think it's either going to be Charlotte or Jade, which I feel like Jade Cargill in the ladder match is going to be very sloppy.
Yeah. Unless it's
Julia.
Think it's gonna be what if Julia was the one that they were going to build up to challenge Rhea for the belt? Because I think whoever wins this was just going to be Rhea's challenger. I'm going Julia. That's my pick. Even though we don't even know if she's qualifying. But I think whoever wins this was the one that was just going to challenge Rhea anyways, and then they're just going to build up to, her and Rhea unifying the title. Oh Lord! Now they're going to call it the undisputed WWE Women's Championship.
Well, they technically already do anyway.
Kinda, I guess, but no, I'm going to say Julia because I think maybe she could have been the one that they would build up to challenge Rhea for the belt. Because if you think about it, I think again, and I know I'm repeating myself. I think the winner of this is just whoever they were going to have challenge Rhea. So with, process of elimination, Tiffany was supposed to face Blake Monroe. Jade and Charlotte were supposed to have a singles match. Chelsea was not penciled in for anything. So it's like, do I think it's Chelsea? No, not really. Let's go Julia.
I think it's Charlotte.
All right. Player. Moving forward, we go the other side of the bracket. With the United States Championship on the line, it's Trick Williams versus a Baron Corbin in his first match back. I think Trick retains. Not a good look for Corbin in his first match back, losing a title match, but they ain't taking that title off of Trick right now. What do you got?
I think it's a weird one because they brought Baron Corbin back. He attacked Mello, costing Mello his shot at the United States title. And now they're quickly giving him a United States title shot against Trick Williams. I mean, it would look really bad if Baron Corbin did lose.
This is some AEW booking.
It is some AEW booking, in my opinion. But
because think about it. Tony will give someone a big opportunity early, and he likes to beat people their first match in. Who you got though?
it's a weird. Well, part of me feels like it could be Baron Corbin because they wanted Baron Corbin back for a little while.
Well, he's signed, so he's in for at least 3 years.
Yeah, but when the rumors circulating that WWE really wants Baron Corbin back, and then they brought him back, and now they're just quickly getting him a title shot. It's what if they just make him this just this badass that's just constantly beating people up as a champion?
The Lone Wolf back with the U.S. title.
Part of me feels like it could be Baron Corbin on this one.
You're going Corbin?
Yeah, I'll go Corbin.
All right, moving forward, Intercontinental Championship on the line. Penta, Chad Gable. This is a tough one. I think Penta's been a great champion, but I think it's time for Gable. I'm going Gable.
I'm going Gable on this one. It's not going to hurt Penta at all. Penta's still a big fan favorite.
Oh yeah,
people really want Chad Gable win that for that the IC title. I think Chad's winning.
All right, so I'm going to make you pick this last one first because I have I don't know if you've seen something that is swaying my decision. So I want you to go first before I say it and influence your decision. What do you got, Roman or Seth Rollins?
I'm going to go Roman.
You're going Roman?
Yep.
I'm not. I'm going Seth Rollins for the fact that tickets went on sale last Friday for 14 new events in the fall. And Seth was the center of all the Raw advertising. No Roman at all. I'm going Seth Rollins, new world champion. The plain fact of I don't think Roman's around for most of the fall. Shows in September and October. Seth is the center of all the advertising. I'm going Seth Rollins.
Interesting.
I mean, I could pull it up. Let's see. So if we go here, because I got the email, even though I don't live in California anymore, but because I've gone to so many WWE shows in California, they're like, hey, tickets are now on sale for Raw in Fresno. So if we go here, I posted on Instagram. I thought it was interesting. It is. So if we look at this here, this is who's being advertised for shows in the fall. Seth right in the middle. You have Liv, Jay, and Jimmy. Oba, Sol Ruka, Penta. Now, granted, some of this can be, well, card subject to change. Oh, they're not trying to spoil anything. But the fact that Roman's not on there and it's Seth in the middle makes me think Seth is winning that belt from Roman. That's my deduction there.
Interesting.
So that is our predictions for SummerSlam. I don't see any more matches being announced. We're 6-6, so we're keeping it even. The only thing we're going to get left for SmackDown is Julia or Lash Legend qualifies, and I think it's Julia. So with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. But Luke, tell me where they can find you.
You can find me over at Twitter X at Petkin_21. And you can also find me over at Twitch at Young Grasshopper Luke.
With that, guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a great week. Well, actually, most of you are probably going to bed right now. It's past midnight here. But
I'm
that,
about to go to bed here pretty soon.
Have a great rest of your night. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.